Other ingredients, including plasticizers and coloring, are added and dispersed into the mix.
The strong, independent woman. She doesn't need a man, nor does she need permission for her actions. Extremely sexually promiscuous, with pride, and ready to drink any man under the table.
Whoa, what?
Subtle, wasn't it? Let's tie this universally positive trait of independence and self-assuredness with this scary negative trait of sexual promiscuity and out drinking guys.
The world at large, as well as the video platform YouTube, is chock full of women that like to show off their bodies, like Francisco Villa's channel. That's filled with videos of thong and bikini hauls.
I feel I should add at this point that Black Pigeon's example of how YouTube is full of these promiscuous women was taken down by YouTube violating its terms of service.
These are yoga pants, a much cherished and well-worn article of clothing that Western women enjoy parading around in on city streets, as well as in the halls of junior and senior secondary schools.
To start, the example Black Pigeon's using here, again, has also been taken off of YouTube for violating its community guidelines. But that being said, you can find videos of women modeling yoga pants on YouTube very readily.
In fact, People magazine has recently praised a group of high school girls that protested the ban on yoga pants at their school. The original policy, approved by parents at a council meeting, forbids leggings, tights, yoga pants, and any other extremely form-fitting apparel. But as fall drew near, and with it the policy's implementation, students refused to give up their beloved garments without a fight.
Cool. Students didn't like a policy, so they fought it. Makes sense to me. I'm still waiting for an argument to be presented here.
They use their voices. They use their minds, Principal William Terranova told People magazine. They thought about it critically, and they were united as a student body. I'm super proud of them.
Huh. I wonder why he gave him that weird inflection and pattern of speech. It's almost like it was directed as an insult to the person rather than a conversation about the topic. Weird. That seems... I swear I've seen that before, you know? Like it's a fallacious way to have a conversation. Like it's a fallacy of some sort. What is the word I'm thinking of? I just can't remember it.
American children, as well as women across the Western world, demand the right to publicly show as much flesh as they like. Cleavage, buttocks, camel toes, there is no limit. These are the rights of free and independent, strong women.
Cool. Excellent. Wear what you want to wear. If you like it and it's comfortable, go right ahead. I don't care. Black Pigeon has yet to even present an argument here, right? I haven't heard, this is my opinion. I haven't heard, this is why I have this opinion. That hasn't existed. You can tell what his opinion is by the framing of this video here.
They use their voices. They use their minds.
But he hasn't explicitly said it. I wonder why that is.
But to the sheer horror of women everywhere, and with warnings from the New York City authorities, we have already entered the dreaded season of upskirt photo taking, which is now upon us.
Again with the over-dramatization of the conversation here. He's not explaining his opinion on this, but you can get it pretty easily. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because if you explicitly state your opinion, you should back it up. But if you don't say anything, well, you don't need to have a reason for backing it up, do you?
Massachusetts only made upskirt photos illegal last year after a court ruled upskirt photos were, in fact, legal.
Here, Black Pigeon is mischaracterizing the Massachusetts legislation. On the books, the law against photographing people without consent explicitly stated nude or partial nude. Since upskirts don't revolve around people being nude or partial nude, the court found that they couldn't prosecute the individual based on that particular writing of the law. So the law is updated to not have those parts in it requiring simply the consent if sexual intimate parts are being photographed or videotaped or what have you, thereby making essentially upskirts illegal. So he's not wrong, but it's very much a mischaracterization.
But in most states, creep shots are not criminalized. In fact, Texas has actually upheld the right for men to surreptitiously take photos of women.
You bench press kale, I bench press cow.
In extreme cases, like a man that took an upskirt photo of a woman at a Denver Broncos game, well, he was forced to register as a sex offender for life.
He wasn't forced to do anything. Jacob McGee pled guilty to invasion of privacy for sexual gratification, a Class 6 felony. He pled guilty to this. He wasn't forced to do it, he pled guilty.
In addition to the lifetime registry, the 33-year-old will have to undergo 8 years of supervised sex offender probation and will serve 30 days in county jail.
He pled guilty to the felony. What the fuck do you think happens when you plead guilty?
Guilty, 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 guilty!
Thus, without even touching a woman, but clicking a button on his camera in a public space, the state has literally destroyed his life.
It seems like Black Pigeon wants you to have sympathy for the sex criminal. He forgot to mention, of course, that this guy had already been found guilty of sex crimes and was a registered sex offender in a different county. But that's apparently besides the point, because we should really feel bad for the guy who's sneaking around taking pictures of women's skirts. That's the true victim here.
I've heard that you're a low-down Yankee liar.
But this is the thing. In most states, if you're in public, you have no legal expectation of privacy. And with regards to creep shots, the law in most states prohibits such recordings only if they occur in private places and out of public view.
And this is why that Massachusetts case is so important. Sometimes the laws in the books are not adequate to meet the demands of the society that we currently live in. Back in the day, it would have been a lot harder to, quote-unquote, take an upskirt shot. But now, as you said, with a click of a button, you can do that. So these laws need to be updated to account for that. And that's exactly what's happening.
Thus, women in yoga pants, Daisy Dukes with camel toe and buttocks on display, short skirts or with cleavage dangling and jiggling, outside of a very few number of districts when in public places, a woman can't expect legal protection for their privacy.
Notice the interesting and, I'm going to argue, purposeful juxtaposition of just got done talking about upskirts to now transitioning to essentially bikinis and two-piece bikinis. Butts them right next to each other. I wonder why. Is he trying to draw some parallels that don't actually exist, perhaps?
Now, while living in the hentai capital of the universe, Tokyo, I am very well acquainted of this problem, of course. But I will say that the overwhelming majority of women you see on the streets here are very much more modest than their Western counterparts. You rarely see cleavage, even on tarts, and you'll never see butt cheeks dangling out of shorts.
Again, I have to go back. Where is his argument and what is his evidence? Apparently, he lives in the hentai capital, but even where hentai exists, women still dress modestly. What are you trying to say here? What is your argument? You haven't stated anything. You just keep going on and tacitly inferring some sort of yoga pants are bad, and somehow you don't see yoga pants in Japan, so Japan is better and we should all be like the Japanese with their hentai?
But the problem does exist here, as it does in other places including South Korea and Singapore, where last year several high school students were caned and expelled for sharing upskirt photos of 6 of their teachers.
The very article Black Pigeon is using to make his upskirts aren't all that bad argument is about the pain and the suffering that teacher still feels to this day for what happened to her, for that violation. Does he even read the articles that he's referencing?
For the most part, this is a first world problem, as women in most parts of the world don't dress as scantily as to make their underwear publicly viewable, as Western women do.
1, anecdotal example. 2, they're not publicly viewable. They're under a skirt. That's where the word upskirt comes from. And 3, Yes, this is an issue. You just provided examples why this is an issue throughout the world. Your beloved hentai from your hentai capital is all about upskirts. It's like you're not trying to be reasonable. It's almost like you purposely want to not present the argument truthfully and justly. You just want to talk your shit because you got legions of fans who will pay you money to do it. It's disgraceful.
Nor would police waste resources on what many see as a victimless crime.
For fuck's sakes, the reference you just gave was about a Thai victim and the trauma she is continuously going through as a result of this crime. Your last couple points were debunked by the very article you're showing on the screen right now.
So here are 4 different positions on this phenomenon, and I'm going to leave a poll in the description, and I'm going to ask you to tell me what your opinion on these photos is.
Before it goes in these 4 options, I'm going to show you the result as of 2/22 of his poll. I'm going to leave it in the corner so that you're reminded how many fucking people agree with each individual option.
Option 1. Women love showing off their bodies, and if they don't want people to look, they'd put something on when out in public. They can go extreme with, for example, Muslim attire, or just modestly wear knee-length skirts, which are always available. It's literally impossible to stop this unless women start dressing somewhat modestly again, but they refuse as they enjoy showing off their bodies. If women want to have their jiggling cleavage on full display, or let their buttocks cheeks dangle out of their shorts or miniskirts, it's ridiculous to become outraged when they're given attention. And if women want to wear revealing clothes and don't know how to sit or walk modestly, it's nobody's fault but their own.
Option 1, in all its grotesquerie, is by far the most popular of his viewers. If women don't want me to shove a camera up their skirt, they should wear a longer skirt. It's not on the man, or the sex criminal, if you will, to just not take a picture of your panties. It's on you to make it more difficult for me to take a picture of your panties.
Option 2, which is a summary from Time magazine that wants creep shots banned nationwide because, in their words, they don't add anything productive or positive to society. Instead, they say, it can make women as a whole feel less safe and less comfortable in public spaces, just knowing that they could be a target of such photos, and that the photos or recordings are forms of gender-based harassment. And just because it's legal in most places, it doesn't make it right.
In Black Pigeon's own poll, less than 1% of his viewers agree with the idea that women should be allowed to wear what they want and a man shouldn't feel as though he has the right to do with that woman however he pleases. Less than 1% of viewers, 4 people, according to the poll at 2/22/2021, said women should be able to wear what they want. That is scary. I agree with the Times. That is scary.
Option 3. I'm going to preface this option with quoting the 108th rule of acquisition. A woman wearing clothes is like a man without profit. As well, the 263rd rule of acquisition, never let a female in clothes cloud your sense of profit. So option 3 is basically women shouldn't be allowed to wear clothes anywhere in the first place.
Stupid option. Obviously for laughs. But it's still got 10% of the people saying that is the preferred choice. Less than 1% say women can wear what they want. 10% say women shouldn't wear anything. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
And option 4 is wake up, people. We're being filmed all the time. Everywhere we go. Everything we do is being filmed. At grocery stores, gas stations, elevators, at airports, even by the government. CCTV is everywhere. And with the leaks made by Edward Snowden, we now know that the government can watch us through our webcams and even on our phones. Waking up to that red pill, you realize the ridiculous nature of Oh no, someone with a camera's filming me in my short skirt in a public place.
Wait, is the argument the government does it so it's fine? That's literally the Holocaust denialism argument. What are you supposed to say to this? How are you supposed to respond to something so incredibly stupid? I mean, this guy makes his living with these YouTube videos. And he spews this level of bullshit.
But that is some tasty stuff. That's from the bake sale that Lois was...
So that brings me to the conclusion. What did I think of this? Oh my god. He made no points. He made no arguments. Black Pigeon literally contributed nothing to the zeitgeist of this video. It sounded to me like he's mad that he can't take upskirt photos without permission. So I don't know. I actually do not know what his argument is. He never presented an argument. If he wants women to dress more conservatively, he didn't say why that's a better thing. Like, I'm having trouble rationalizing what the fuck he was trying to talk about because he didn't talk about anything. And this guy has tons of subscribers on YouTube, BitChute, whatever video you choose to go at it with. He has tons of them. People think this guy has a good point to make, but he literally didn't make a point. His 4 options, only one of them was remotely acceptable, in my eyes, I'll say, and 4 people agreed with it. Go to the comment section of the BitChute video, link below, full of, oh, women are whores and all this other stereotypically red pill stuff. The video is pointless. I feel kind of gross for doing it. I may do these again, depending, but I need to go take a shower because, sweet fuck, that was bad.